Hi, my name is Deborah and I want to help you communicate better. In this video, I would like to talk about the present tense and how to form the present tense. First, what we look at is the infinitive. The infinitive is a verb with the to in front of it. So we look at the verb to eat. We'll take the to off of the infinitive and we are left with eat, the base form of this verb. The base form is what we use to form the present tense. And this is for regular verbs only. Irregular verbs follow a similar pattern, but as we know, every rule that we have in the English language can be broken and probably will be. So, okay, the form of regular verbs is the base form of a verb. And what you would do is you would have your subject first. I'm going to refer to subjects here in pronouns, but I'll give you some examples of how we can replace the pronouns with nouns. So the first pronoun is I, and you would just have I as the subject, eat. And you probably have an object afterwards. For example, I eat cake, or I eat lemon bars. I is the first pronoun. The next one is you. You eat lunch. We would go on to the pronoun we. We eat lunch. They eat lunch. So we have I, you, we, and they, plus the verb. That doesn't change, just the base form of the verb. For subjects that are third person singular, for example, he, or a word or phrase that replaces the word he, you could say he or John or the manager. You could say she, Jane or the manager, or it. It couldn't really be a person. It would have to be something like my phone. And using the verb eat probably doesn't work. We'll use the word work. Take off the to, and we have the base form of the verb. And when you're using subjects like he, she, and it, you would just simply add an S to the verb. He works, she works, my phone works. Some verbs require that we add an ES, and that will be addressed in a different video where I give you some examples for that. We'll go through the form of the present tense with all of the pronouns. I work, you work, he works, she works, they work, we work, it works. Okay, so in the negative, we use the verb do. We'll do the infinitive of do. Take off the to, we have the base form of do. And then add the word not. So do not. And you can also say don't, which is a contraction of do not. Do not and don't. If your subjects are I, you, we, and they. I do not work, we do not work, they do not work. If your subjects are he, she, or it, or words and phrases that can replace those pronouns, you add the ES to the word do. So I'm adding do, I'm adding an ES to the word do, and again with the word not. A shortened version, a contracted version of this is doesn't. Does not, doesn't. Do not, don't. These are the same. The difference is you're going to use does not or doesn't when your subject is he, she, or it, or words or phrases that can replace he, she, or it. And you use do not or don't when your subject is I, you, we, and they. And finally, we're moving on to questions. How to form questions in the present simple. If your question is a yes/no question, meaning if the answer you want from someone is yes or no, you start with do or does. The next word in the sentence is the subject. The subject pronouns being you, I, we, and they. If you're using do you, do I, do we, do they. And then the base form of the verb. Do you work? Do I work? Do they work? Do we work? And if your subject is he, she, or it, or words or phrases that he, she, or it can replace, start your yes/no question with does, and then add your subject. Does he work? Does she work? Does it work? And that is yes and no questions. Okay, and then open-ended questions. The questions that start with who, what, why, where, how, and probably some other question words I'm not thinking of at this moment. You would just use the same form, do or does, plus the subject, plus the verb, but in front of all of that, you're going to add your question word. What does she think? What does he think? When does it work? And that's with he, she, or it subjects. If your subjects are I, you, we, and they, what do you think? What do I think? What do we think? I certainly hope this video has been helpful for you. If so, please like, subscribe, and share. Click the bell for notifications, and please come back to my channel and I will help you some more. Thank you. See you next time.